And everybody, I think that clock on the wall is absolutely wrong because my thing says something. All right. All right. Sit. Let me get to check. Somebody else to check it. All right. All right, it's Tuesday, October 19th, 2021. It's 7:03. I'm going to call this meeting to order. Thank you. Got it. All right. Roll call, please.
Councilman Brown,
Present.
Councilman Fields,
Here.
Councilwoman Miles,
Present.
Councilwoman Neville, Councilman Pete,
Present.
Vice Mayor Nickerson,
Here.
Mayor Wood.
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Perfect. We'll now have a moment of silent prayer, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Amen. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next on our agenda is the adoption of our current agenda.
Motion to adopt.
It's been moved by the Vice Mayor,
Second.
second by Council. Any discussion? Any additions?
Just a
Town Manager?
quick note, Mayor, the presentation for the Boys and Girls Club will need to be continued this evening.
Okay. So one, got that, boys and girls. All right. Will you make that motion with the recommended?
Motion to adopt agenda with the removal of item A, Boys and Girls Club report.
So we just amended your current motion, right?
Yes.
Is the second stand?
Yeah.
All right. Any discussion? Okay. Seeing no discussion, I'll call for the question. Councilman Brown? Aye. Councilwoman Miles?
Aye.
Councilman Pete?
Aye.
Councilman Fields? Is anybody? And Vice Mayor?
Yes.
And that's a yes for me.
Present. Aye.
Oh. Okay. Nobody told me. Very well. So that's 7. Please note Councilwoman Neville's here. All right. The agenda has been approved. Next on our agenda is the approval of the Dumfries Town Council minutes from our October 6, 2021 meeting.
So moved.
Okay, moved by Councilman Fields,
Second.
second by the Vice Mayor. Any discussion on the minutes? Okay, seeing no discussion, I will call for the question. Councilwoman Neville,
Aye.
Councilman Pete.
Aye.
Councilman Fields.
Yes.
Councilman Brown,
Yes.
Councilwoman Miles,
Aye.
Vice Mayor,
Yes.
and that will be a yes for me. Next on our agenda, is citizen comment period. Are there any citizens signed up to speak tonight?
Mayor, no, we do not have anyone signed up to speak on tonight.
Okay. Next, we'll move right to our reports and our presentation. Our first report on the agenda will be our first quarter financial report. My Director of Finance, Kimberly Goodwin, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Kim Goodwin. I'm the Director of Finance for the town of Dumfries. The town financial shows a solid foundation. As we move forward in fiscal year 22, we continue to adhere to best practices and sound financials. Receiving GFOA Distinguished Budget Presentation Award for fiscal year 22, which is the third year in a row for the town. CIP Capital Improvement Plan is funded without increasing debt. Revenue and expenditure are progressing as planned. ARPA funds, which is the first tranche, will be appropriated this evening. Are there any questions?
Okay, Council, any questions? Okay, Vice Mayor.
Thank you, Ms. Goodwin, and congratulations again to you and the town staff on receiving that award for the third year.
Thank you.
As far as the appropriation of the opera funds, we all know that those funds are very specific with regard to their guidelines on how they can be used. Have we began to figure out what those funds will be used on? Is that a discussion that we'll have amongst council?
That will be a discussion amongst our council, correct?
If I may, Vice Mayor, the ordinance tonight that we will be appropriating is for the first tranche. So it's about $3 million of a total of $6 million that the town will be receiving. If you will recall, a few months ago, with part of the funding, we have acquired the Triangle Rescue Squad. And so once more details about the purposing of that facility is available, then we will discuss that. But you are absolutely correct. It will be very specific based on the legislation for ARPA.
Thank you for the reminder.
Okay, Councilman Fields.
Yes, thank you for the report. And what I want to touch on is the award that we earned for the third year in a row for us and the public. Can you go into more detail about what's the meat of getting this award? What is all that it entails and what the checks and balances of it, if you may?
Just have a good financial balance and a better presentation of what we had in prior years, and just keep the town financially sound and make sure that everything's appropriated correctly.
Okay, Council, any other questions? Just a couple questions and notes, comments on the reports. Appreciate you continuing to keep those financial reports updated on our website each and every month by the 15th. That is well appreciated for us to be able to look at. One question I had was about the revenues. The revenues are looking good. I think we're moving far above, being that we're just in the first quarter as far as collection and everything. Where are we at with the gaming collections and the revenues coming in on the gaming?
Gaming collection is coming in on a monthly basis. I am training one of our staff members to assist me with the revenue piece. And one of the things that we are updating is the gaming tax. That should be updated by the end of October.
Okay. I think that was the only thing that stuck out to me. So thank you. Any other questions on the financial report? Comments? Thank you. Seeing none.
Right.
Next on our agenda is going to be the town manager's report. Mr. Rogers, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor. I also want to share or join council in congratulating Ms. Goodwin and Ms. Harros and Ms. Ubble, our entire finance team, for winning the Distinguished Budget Presentation Award. It is the gold standard, if you will, for financial reporting, and everything that we do is to try to provide better service for our residents. So this is well deserved and a major accomplishment. So I wanted to share those kudos with the team. My report tonight, I simply want to give residents a reminder, also related to finance, that our fall billing season is approaching us very shortly. Residents will be receiving the first half real estate bill as well as the fee for vehicle license. Just a reminder, there is no longer a physical decal. However, the fee is due with your first half real estate tax bill, and that due date is on December the 6th. And that's all the comments I have for this evening.
Council, are there any questions on the town manager report as presented to the council and listed on the site? Okay, Vice Mayor, the floor is yours.
Town manager, of the revenue that we collect on an annual basis, considering what we're collecting for the vehicle decals, what percentage of our budget is the revenue from the decals?
This is off the top of my head, but I believe less than 1%.
Less than 1%. So that's a pretty small number overall then?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll circle back to you with additional questions. I just needed that to start with. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions on the town manager's report? Mr. Town Manager, I would definitely love to highlight, and if you could, just some of the performance measures as is a new addition that you can explain to the public and the people looking at the report online.
Sure. Yes, sir, Mayor. So in the report each month, now that we are well into fiscal year 22, as part of our overall strategic performance goals, we wanted to make sure that we provided an update on our goals for the fiscal year. And so in the report, you will see how we are tracking on our town-wide performance measures. I'll just highlight a few that are, I would say, noteworthy for the month of October. So one of our strategic goals was receiving the Distinguished Budget Presentation Award. So that was accomplished. Another strategic goal that is relevant for the month of October in our customer service center, which also serves as our DMV Select, we are meeting our target of a 7-minute total transaction time for the month of September. If you take a look at our community development strategic goals, we are well under our application review timelines of 2 weeks. For the month of September, we averaged a 3-day review timeline. And the other item that I'll mention is related to Public Works in regards to their permit approval and review time. We are, which had a goal of 2 weeks. For the month of September, our average approval time was 8 days. So these are yearly goals. So this is an ongoing process. This is intended to be a monthly update so that we can make adjustments so that we can ensure that we hit our goals by the end of the year. But this information is provided in not only the town manager's report, but all of this, including the raw data that supports it, is on the town's open data portal.
Thank you. I think that's I think one of the biggest goals that I'm happy to see reported is the metrics of the application turn time and the response time, because that was a big sore point for us in years past and people getting a response time. So that's great. Any other Vice Mayor, the floor is yours.
All right, I have another question, please. Looking at the planning and community development part of it, so improved average response time, is that in reference to the applications or is that in response to citizens' questions, comments, and concerns?
So the improved average response time, that's for our public safety calls for service. But in regards to the planning and community development, the average timeframes, the 14 days was kind of a best practice goal that we set. And so as the mayor indicated, it is our goal by the end of the year that we would have an average permit time of 14 days or under for reviewing all those permits. And so this report is showing that for the month of September, we were very, very good. Our timeline was 3 days for that average review.
Thank you.
Does it show, I guess for that month, how many applications actually came in? And that on your report, or you have to go to the open data to kind of match up the reports?
Yes, sir. So for the report, it just shows what the result was. But yes, all of the raw data, as well as some visualizations of that information, is on the town's open data portal.
Sir, any other questions on the town manager report before we move to our public hearing? Okay, seeing none or hearing none from our Zoom, we'll move on. Our next on our agenda is our action items for public hearing. First one is an ordinance to amend our fiscal year 22 general fund budget in consideration of our ARPA funding. Town manager?
Thank you, Mayor. As we discussed a little bit briefly during the finance presentation, the ordinance that's before council this evening is to appropriate the first tranche of funding that the town received as a part of the American Rescue Plan Act. The total amount for the first tranche is $3,072,087. And this funding is simply being allocated to the town's budget following the receipt of these funds. In terms of uses, so far from the $3 million, the only funding that has been spent has been the funding that supported the acquisition of the rescue squad. So this evening, we are looking for a motion to approve from the council in order to amend our FY22 budget to accept and appropriate these funds.
Okay, council, any discussion, questions? Okay, seeing no questions on the floor, we'll welcome a motion to amend our FY22 budget.
Motion.
Oh, you're right. I gotta give the public a chance, as you were. All right, seeing no discussion, I'll now open it up for public hearing. Is there any members of the public signed up to speak on the consideration of us accepting the ARPA funding and expending it?
No, sir.
Okay,
No one signed up tonight.
was there anyone here to speak? All right, I'll now close our public hearing. Okay, here we go. Now I'll welcome a motion from the floor.
I move we approve the ordinance to amend the general fund to approve ARPA funding.
Second.
All right, it's been properly moved and second. Seeing no further discussion, I will call for the question. Councilman Pete?
Aye.
Okay, Councilwoman Neville? Councilman Fields? Councilman Brown? Councilwoman Miles?
Aye.
Vice Mayor?
Yes.
That'd be a yes from me. Motion carries 7-0. And the other one was carried to January 4th. Our introductory item for tonight will be an ordinance to discuss ordinance concerning firearms to buildings within the town to schedule a public hearing date for Wednesday, November the 3rd, after the election. Okay. Vice Mayor, you want to discuss that?
No need for discussion at this point. We just want to get it on the calendar for public hearing, at which point we can discuss it.
Any questions, discussion, or is there a motion on the floor?
I'd like to make a motion that we move this to public hearing.
Okay.
Second.
Okay, so it's a motion to move the ordinance concerning firearms in town buildings within the town of Dumfries to schedule it for Wednesday, November the 3rd. Motion made by the Vice Mayor, second by Councilwoman Miles. Any discussion on the motion? Okay, seeing no discussion, I will call for the question. Your light was on. Did you have a question? No? Okay, just checking. All right. Councilwoman Miles.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman.
Yes.
Councilman Brown? Does that get
Again,
Okay, I again, okay, I gotta go Councilman Fields, I already got you.
yes.
Okay, Councilwoman Neville,
Aye.
Vice Mayor,
Yes.
all right, that's a yes. This item will be moved for public hearing and discussion on Wednesday, November the 3rd. All right. At this time, we have no further items to discuss, but I do want to bring to the attention that the Bates family lost the matriarch of their family recently, Miss Clara Bates. She was 90 years old. And she got to come to the Batestown family reunion this year. And so we definitely want to send our condolences out to the Bates family for losing the matriarch of their family. So keep them in your prayers and concerns and thoughts. This time,